program contains sexually oriented material and graphic violence. Please turn your television sets off.
Now this shot I really like. It's obviously a small budget. Right? You got this hand coming up, you got the fire in the foreground with short perspective. They can't afford to show us a real head.
Please take note the use of negative space here. What's going off the screen here is more important. It's on screen even though there's fire on.
Now what is that in his hand?
Well,
I don't think that's basketball.
It's a Cheappeeks hand. Welcome to another episode of Cheappeeks. It's a new show, and with me, I'm Brian Hansen, your host. With me are my co-hosts, Marcus Van Bavel and the eminent David Boone. We're going to be reviewing films this week. It's science fiction night, and up on the slate is a couple films, each chosen by my previously mentioned peers, and one by myself. And we'll be covering them and reviewing each other's thoughts regarding them. First on the slate is a film called The Brain That is Red All Over.
No, it's The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
The Brain That Was Brown.
Wasn't brown.
It wasn't brown, it just wouldn't die. Actually, The Brain That Wouldn't Die was written and directed by
John Landis.
Joseph Green.
Joseph Green.
Yes, that's right. It's an excellent film. You remember Joseph Green? He did some commercials and stuff in the 50s. Yeah. But the thing that makes The Brain That Wouldn't Die so great is it's a great example of late 50s high-octane sci-fi horror. And in this version, we have a little bit different twist. We have Herb Evers, who plays the mad scientist run amok.
He's the one who wears the dress in the 39 Steps, isn't he?
No, I think that's Glenn or Glenda. But in this version, he likes to graph things, for one thing. He has some different ideas about what surgery should entail. He likes to graph weird parts together and lock his mistaken mutant experiments into his broom closet. But he really doesn't kick into gear.
Why don't we watch a tape?
Well, let me set this up a little bit more, perhaps. Would you like that?
Let's roll this dog.
No, we're not going to roll it.
Along here, we've got a lot of things to look at. So
well, we do have a lot of things, but I'd like to set this up a little bit more. What we have here is he really doesn't kick into high gear until his girlfriend is brutally decapitated in an automobile accident. And what I particularly like about this scene is the terrific, inspired bad acting that Herb Evers delivers in this scene.
All right,
we
let's
roll
take a
that
look
tape.
at it.
Let's take a look at this.
I want to point out that this is very typical of the American International releases.
Here we have this long, languid sort of realization he's had an accident. He's driven like a maniac. He's off the road. He looks up. What does he see? A burning car, probably. Now this shot I really like. It's obviously a small budget, right? You've got this hand coming up, you've got the fire in the foreground, the shortened perspective. They can't afford to show us a real head.
Please take note the use of negative space here. What's going off the screen here is more important. It's on screen even though there's fire on.
Now what is that in his hand?
Well,
I don't think that's basketball.
It's Cheappeeks' head, obviously.
Obviously it's his head. He takes that head and he runs, not walks, to his laboratory mansion on the hill where he has an assistant that's all twisted and bent. You know, that sort of thing. A guy that, you know, should be on VA benefits. He's his assistant, and together they rig kind of a weird apparatus of electrical gizmogos and this and that sort of feeds electricity through some bubbling juju juice. And this apparatus gets the head a bubbling, and the head from the dead is not too happy about being back in the world of living, if you know what I mean.
Just as a note here, you know, I worked on the H.P. Lovecraft adaptation of Reanimator,
right.
and that looks exactly
Brain
like
in a Pan, too.
Is that right?
The poster behind you looks exactly like the poster for Reanimator. I was wondering exactly what the limits are on
I think it's the genre that sort of just dictates
decapitated heads and bedpans?
Sure. Anyway, in this scene, which I really love, we have Vivian Leith, who plays a really great part as the decapitated head. Maybe if she had her whole body there, she wouldn't be so great.
I think that
but in this shot, in this scene, she's really terrific.
What I think.
Let's roll this scene.
Let's just roll this tape.
If you only knew what it's like being like this. Do you know what it's like?
Okay.
Damn.
So our young intern, Herb, has some problems.
Damn, what a great scene.
It's a great scene. She's a really good actress in that. She really is. Okay, so our young
Vivian
intern...
Lythe, is that her name?
Leith, how would you spell it? Leith? Lythe?
Lethal.
Leith? I don't know. She's really
Eucalyptus.
great. I guess she's not too well known, but she had great potential in 1959. Anyway, our young Herb, who's a young intern, has got some problems now. His fiancée is kind of grumpy about being brought back from the dead. So what's he going to do? He's going to fix the situation. He's going to go out on the prowl, find the big Tahula mama, and chop off her head, and, well, insert it, do a little stitch job, and it'll be all right, okay? So in this scene, he's out on the prowl, on the town, looking for the mama with the big bomboed bingos. So
Okay,
luckily in this town, there's
let's
plenty
take a
of
look at this next
I
clip.
love this scene. I love the music. It's really fabulous.
Okay, now wrap it up, okay, after we see this one, because I think we want to move on to something else. But I'm real excited to see this footage. This is good footage.
This is really good. Now we have some major grill work action happening here. Look at that truss work.
You know, they
It's
don't
amazing
make
what they
women,
did with wires those days.
women don't look like this anymore.
Well, they only made 3 of them back then. Russ Meyer had 2, and this guy obviously could afford 1. Here we go.
Well, that looked like an in-camera design. You know, this might be a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie.
Is that why Dad told me to get in
It's
the
green.
plastics?
It could be.
It's green. It's black on...
Super.
Well, it's
In fact,
Joseph Green, not Herschel Gordon.
We told you last week you couldn't do black and white movies.
Well, this is actually shot in color. Anyway, not satisfied with what he finds on the street, he ends up you-know-where at the beauty pageant. And here we have a bevy of beauties.
Will this be colorized soon?
It should be. It should be a classic. Look
Yeah,
at the
this-
reaction.
this shot-
guy
this
is
shot would be a lot
just
better
incredible.
color.
And she's
you
not
know.
even singing Blue Velvet.
Betty Brockton.
Because
I'm
it's front
dead
screen
against
projection?
colorization.
Yeah, I believe the actresses' faces are front
Oh,
projection.
here's a tempting beauty. Fly me, Valkyrie.
Well, that's called frontal projection.
That's projection.
That is projection.
Good height.
Well, he's not satisfied with what he finds at the professional.
Okay, boys, I've had it for tonight.
Come on, baby, one more. Just one more, please. Another 5 minutes, baby.
Time's just about up anyway.
Okay.
See it all, mister. The show's over. Next time, bring a camera and buy a ticket. I'm not running a charity.
You don't remember me, do you, Doris?
Every guy on the make gives me that same tired line.
I'm Bill Courtner.
Bill Courtner. Long time ago, that fight. You almost tore that wise guy apart for making fun of me. After my accident.
Look, can't we go somewhere and talk?
No, I don't date men. Because I pose like I do. Your mind works overtime. You get ideas. You're all alike.
Oh, not all of us. I'm not on the make for you.
Okay, so maybe you're better than most. Maybe not. I still hate all men.
Well, we can certainly do without that head.
Well, I'd like to-
anyway,
I'd
what
like-
he does, he lures this tempting young seamstress, or whatever she is, back to his lab mansion, and he...
Lab mansion.
It's a laboratory mansion.
Mansion
It's on a
cum
hill.
lab.
Right.
Well,
And-
I have just one question, David. This is a science fiction episode.
True.
Why did you? I mean, I feel a little bit unprepared for having
Well-
watched because I don't really I was geared towards science fiction.
Look,
I don't-
David, this movie is terrible. I watched it. I borrowed the tape from you. I watched it. Bad movie. This was the movie that wouldn't die. I mean, look at that monster in the end. That monster was terrible. Looked like a guy in a fucking rubber suit. You know?
I must
Just wandering
admit that
around
the
You're
making
probably
weird
right about that.
noises, you know?
In my heart, I wanted to give it a 3. I
Looked
wanted
like-
to give it a
looked
3-chip
like
movie,
A bad
but
Bride of Frankenstein.
I can only give it 2. It can only be a 2-chipper, and I've got these right here.
That's
so
gross.
That's a
That's
2-chipper
really
movie.
gross. That's gross. But look,
But I think you should run down to Sound Warehouse. I think you
Okay.
should check it out on Barton, wherever the hell Sound Warehouse is, and check that out. Get that.
Any of
take
the
a
better
look. It's a
video
terrific
stores in
movie.
town. We don't have to plug any one particular.
Well, look, David, I really need to talk about my film, which is Dark Star.
Dark
This is,
Horse?
Dark Dark Star. This
Dark
was
Turd.
Yep, this was Baby John Carpenter's first film.
Oh, great.
You
We all
know,
love
John
John
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
He directed Halloween, Assault on Precinct 13.
That's his best movie.
He did The Fog. He did a couple of clinkers like Christine, Escape from
I don't think
New
we
York,
have to talk about any more of his films.
No,
I
I
think
don't think
just
so.
keep it with the early
But let me
ones.
tell you about this film, Dark Star. It was also written by Dan O'Bannon, who did Alien, and he also made his
Alien's all right, but the Terror from Beyond Space, which is the original, is a lot
So
funnier.
this film, Dark Star, is basically 3 hippies in space, and they're using these bombs to blow up unstable planets. So in this scene, we're going to see here the bomb. Bomb 21 has decided to blow up while it's still attached to the ship. So the captain who's died and who's in cold storage, they got to go ask the captain what to do. So let's take a look at this. This is Dark Star, directed by Baby John Carpenter.
And I take it that this is part of the hippie space genre. Okay.
I figure this movie's made for about 100,000. Pretty good effects for 100K, let me tell you.
All right.
You'll have to talk to it.
Sir?
Talk to the bomb.
But I have been talking to it, sir, and Pinback's talking to it right now.
No, Doolittle. You talk to it. Teach it phenomenology, Doolittle.
Sir?
Phenomenology.
Doolittle? 6 minutes of detonation. Doolittle?
In the ship for too long. They ran out of toilet paper. They're living in a food locker.
Now, is this Paul Bartel, right?
No, that is not Paul
Are you sure it's not
Bartel.
Paul Bartel?
Now look at these special effects here. You'll notice a really heavy influence from 2001 Space Odyssey. This was made about a decade later from that. But you can see the low-key lighting and the sort of silent, slow moves through space. Also, listen to the soundtrack on this. John Carpenter did the soundtrack for this.
Hello, Bob? Are you with me?
Of course.
Are you willing to entertain a few concepts?
I am always receptive to
I don't
suggestions.
expect anything more from
Fine.
Now look at these effects.
don't
Look at this
particularly wanna be
spacesuit
entertained.
here. This spacesuit was made from styrofoam carton material, and in another scene you can actually recognize a muffin pan on the spacesuit.
So then this movie does fit into the bad film category that is deliberately parodying itself and ironic because...
Oh yeah, well you can't take the movie seriously. Like there's a scene in an elevator where the guy's trapped in an elevator, the elevator's coming down. It's obvious they shot the whole scene on the side with a forklift pushing this flat, which is supposedly the bottom of the elevator.
That's very good. But how do you know that anything else exists?
My sensory apparatus reveals it to me.
Ah, right.
This is fun.
Now listen, here's the big question. How do you know that the evidence your sensory apparatus reveals to you is correct?
I can judge it by that. And that is Paul Bartel.
There's some pretty bad overacting
Look at these
here, but
sets.
it's
Look
got...
at these sets. They did an incredible job on these sets. You know, probably just a bunch of kids.
These sets must come from another movie. They would never have done
No, they
this.
come from another.
This,
No,
this,
they
you
built
can't
these
possibly
sets.
get this.
Greg Gine did the spaceship model. He did the mothership for Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Now, what's going on here? What's...
These two are fighting each other because one guy wants to shoot the bomb. The other guy thinks he's going to blow it up if he does that.
To you is your sensory data. And this sensory data is merely a stream of electrical impulses that stimulates your computing center.
In other words, all that I really know about the outside world is relayed to me through my...
Where's the visceral satisfaction from this?
Well, you're supposedly getting visceral satisfaction because it's happening in a very vacuum-like environment. So
I
nature
see.
abhors a vacuum.
So it's somewhat Freudian.
Yes.
Well, this is funny. You know, he's talking to a bomb. I mean, how often do you talk to a bomb? He's teaching the bomb
No, I
phenomenology.
talk to a bomb every
you know.
week. You talk to me, don't you?
I'll say, I think this movie is a bomb, and I kind of want to go...
No, it's a really great. Look at this sound effect. Look at this editing. Look at this editing here. Look, he's grabbing him by his hair. He's pulling him up. Now watch this shot. Watch this shot. Wide shot. Wide shot. Wide shot. He goes close up. Close up. Counter close up.
Okay. Now the next thing is
off,
okay. Now we're going to cut to space, right? Now we're going to go. Now we're going to go outside the spaceship, right?
Punches the camera.
And now
Great
we're outside
cut
the
there.
spaceship.
Now we're
Okay.
back outside.
This thing is relying on the
Classic
same
parallel
old-
action. Classic
Classic
parallel action.
parallel. Tired classic parallel action.
I'm bored with this. Frankly, if you're not a science fiction fan, if you don't like obvious juvenile humor, I think this is going to bore you.
Okay, if you don't like science fiction, you won't like this movie.
If you don't like obvious
But this
juvenile
is our
humor.
science fiction episode, so I mean, we can't say that we disagree with everything, but we might as well say that, I don't know, as far as a science fiction film, this is basically a submarine movie.
It is a submarine movie.
It's a submarine movie.
As much as I hate to disagree with you, week after week after week, I find myself disagreeing again.
But look,
I think it's
David,
a
you
poor
always
choice.
bring the same stupid films. It's always TNA, or it's a monster film,
Or it's
something
black
like
and
that.
white.
You know, it's
Well,
yeah,
some of the finest films were made in black and white. Do you deny
black
that?
and white, black and white, and they should colorize all that shit. You know, I tell you, Citizen Kane, that'd look a lot better in color.
Well, it does look a lot better.
What frustrates me,
Oh, that's great. I can't wait
this
to get
this
that
is
on
like
tape.
this is torture, because I keep wanting that bomb to go off, and for some reason I know they're not going to destroy
Look, the
all
counter's
this.
counting down.
I like the computer. The computer seems to know how to make a decision.
Good music there. Ding, ding, ding. What a relief.
These are the abortion
Look, he's
technicians.
holding him up by his beard. That's really funny.
His beard.
His beard.
He's upside down.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Dark Star, available at your local video store. It was about
Walk,
made around
do not
74, 75, something like that. Pretty funny movie, I think.
How does it
and,
end? Do they successfully aborted the explosion? How do they
I
get
won't
out
tell
of
you
it?
the way it ends, but
You're giving us no plot. You're giving us no setup. You're showing us a meaningless clip in a vacuum, very much like what I think the movie is. What is this movie
Well, I'm
about? Is it
interested
worth
in hearing
watching?
more about this hippie space movie. I mean, these long hairs
how
riding
many
around.
hippie space movies were there?
Well, there's Bruce Dern in
Yeah,
Silent Running.
It's sort of like Silent Running, but Silent Running wasn't funny. Okay, so this is sort of a funny little film.
But all
And
Corman
if-
films
look,
are
and
funny.
If you're a fan of John Carpenter, who's not the greatest director, but he's had his moments, this is a good little early
Okay,
effort.
we'll concede this to you.
Okay.
What do you rate it? How do you rate it?
I rate this 3 fajita movie.
3 fajita.
3 fajitas.
Pretty high.
1, 2, 3 fajitas.
Can I have one of those fajitas?
Okay, well, Brian, you're up.
Well, I'm blowing smoke rings through that three-holer.
This isn't a black and white movie, is it?
As a matter of fact, I did bring a black and white movie, but I didn't have any penalties assessed for me last time I did this.
I thought so. Fuck, black and white.
You may be wondering why the movie that I brought, which is The Forbidden Zone, directed by Richard Elfman and produced by him as well, with music by his brother Danny Elfman of Oingo Boingo, why I brought it to science fiction night. I don't exactly think it fits tidily into that genre, but it is a kind of an open-ended genre. The thing about The Forbidden Zone, many of you probably already know about it or have heard of it, many for several years. It's got a wide reputation, although for some reason the distribution on it is pretty poor. That may have to do with certain lawsuits. I don't know, but I don't think, no, it's not bad. It's very much a send-up in the Fleischer cartoon-like way. There is a lot of animation in it. Betty Boop was a Fleischer character, Bimbo, Coco the Clown, many inside-out dragon-like witches. There's much to say for this movie in the regards that it matches up to the type of hallucinatory madness that was rife in the Fleischer work.
It also has tattoo in it, does it? If it has tattoo in it, I'm walking out.
It has a lot to say for low-budget studio shooting. The film was shot entirely, it looks like in a warehouse, not even a sound stage, and everything was dubbed in later. It's got fantastic musical arrangements by Danny Elfman that are lifted straight from Cab Calloway 30s and 40s original St. James Infirmary. Danny Elfman himself plays a fantastic Satan towards the end of the movie. Essentially the movie's about a family that moves into a house that sits on top of a portal to the sixth dimension, which is called the Forbidden Zone. The king and queen, Hervé Vinoches and Susan Tyrrell,
Hervé
Villachez, that little midget, is
from Fantasy Island.
From Fantasy Island Love Boat. Plays a prominent role in this film. I think perhaps I might just roll this first clip where they're just beginning to discover the Forbidden Zone is underneath their house, and well, the music sort of takes it from there. Why don't we roll it and we'll talk about it a little bit after that.
This is really a great clip. I love this.
Now that's Marie Pascal Elfman.
Any relation?
I believe so, yeah.
Got a brother that dresses like a broad. And he took us down into the basement. He showed us those funny games, you know, like the adults play here. Yeah, and he went through a door, and he never came out.
A door leading to the sixth dimension? How strange. Yet intriguing. Just imagine the adventurous world beyond that door.
You don't ever. You don't ever. You don't ever. You don't ever. You don't ever.
Behind them door, you don't go through. There is one thing you do not do. Sin and evil, that's what you'll find. You'll meet two bald-headed devils there with sex undermine. They're king and queen. Who get terrible underboil. They capture and torment all the little sweet young girls.
You come to serious talk. Sounds like Kevin. I think I'll move there, you stupid Philippe Savard.
You're the special effects expert. Is that an undercrank camera?
That's a black and white camera.
Stay away from that door, my little daughter. You'll miss your daddy, you'll miss your mama. One of these days, you'll be sad and lonely.
Forbidden zone.
But every young French girl is dying to get into the forbidden zone.
Now, if you're like me, you like to turn
French
this.
man's dying to get into her.
If you're taping this show, turn this part up right now. This is really good.
When he goes away, you'll be so lonely for me, oh me. You know, baby, when I went away, oh, when I'm leaving, you know, don't want when your heart be grieving. You'll miss your little daddy, mama, some of these days.
Leads us down into the sixth dimension, and I might say that I believe that animated action probably is the devil's handiwork.
So these guys own their own optical printer or something.
Oh, they know a good animator.
To the
Those
original.
costumes, jock straps.
This is
Is
a
it
fellow
Frog?
named Buzzrod. You can see the lines that are drawn directly from Betty Boop here. We're dealing with really opiate-satiated bloodstreams as far as creativity is concerned.
Certainly.
These people are into the hashish and a cornucopia of delights. Blake's Hell was no more complete than this. Note the nude woman.
Nor desire.
Whoa, look at that. Tit
Check.
action.
That's Here's our favorite, Hervé Villachez.
That's not.
Use me as a hat stand.
The Little Midget King.
Get off the plane.
The Little Midget King.
Great sequence. Great film. I have to recommend that. As much as I hate to. You've done that good.
Okay. Now, I've taken a lot of, it's been my pleasure to be able to introduce a lot of my friends to this film. It's a good one to take over to people's places. I would advise if you can get your hands on one of these tapes, and the only place I found it in town was at Waterloo Records, that you immediately go out and make a copy of it for yourself and introduce it to friends of yours over bottles of wine, dope, hashish, whatever you've got.
Copy it, sell it, make
coffee,
a buck, but don't get caught.
Whatever,
That's illegal.
whenever inebriation, well, it is not illegal, and let's make a point for the audience members.
It is perfectly legal to make a copy of a copyright tape.
That's
you just
right.
can't watch the
that
copy.
FBI warning that you see in the beginning of tapes, completely ignore it. There is absolutely nothing illegal about home copying of tapes, if you don't already know it. So, but at any rate, I wanted to get back to this film. You notice that the special effects seem pretty lavish in this film, and it looks to me as though this film, if it was shot on the budget it appears to be made on, these people must have been good friends with someone at a lab or an
Yeah,
optical
this went
printer.
through the back door at Metro, I tell you.
Yeah, this happens a lot in underground films, that they have to exert their favors and their technical services after midnight if they don't have to steal the money themselves already.
Well, usually, Brian, I'd like to take no more delight than shoving a knife of truth up your gullet and cutting you apart for your poor selection. But in this situation, I think you made a great choice. I just wish you'd included the scene where Danny Elfman plays the devil, which is one of my favorite, where he's singing the...
Well, let's watch this clip right now. I mean, this is in progress. I don't understand why it's in progress already. But this is
Got
where...
to roll, you know.
Oh, this is Squeeze It.
This is Squeeze It leaving his mother.
chicken
Okay, can we
boy.
watch this clip right now?
Yeah, we're watching it.
Okay, he's going to talk to the chickens. You'll see some of the humor that's.
This is a chicken boy. Squeeze It.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a scene that fires him up and makes him plunge into the Forbidden Zone to rescue French.
I have no self-respect.
Why squeeze it?
I have no courage. Renee and Frenchie are prisoners in the 6th dimension. I didn't go when my help was asked to save them.
Nobody ever helped you.
But I don't need any help.
You know the chickens are always ready to help you any way we can. But as you know...
What can chickens do?
Precisely.
Wish I could be brave like Flash.
That's incredible.
You know, like Mr. Ed was a real horse.
Okay, well, I don't think there's any argument on this film. I mean, you know, cheap black and white, but they did some wonders with the optical effects. I'll hold this for a second. And,
well, I just want to point out that this humor may not be up everyone's alley. I think it's knee-slapping, and I have rewound several portions to look at it again because it's knocked me dead. If you're particularly offended by vulgar Yiddish humor, which this film is ripe with, lots of fart jokes, lots of scatological humor, you may not feel that comfortable with it, and to each his own. But this is a viable art form.
If you like Cab Calloway, if you like that rumba calypso beat, if you like Fleischer cartoons, this is a must for you. And if you haven't seen it, which I hadn't, because I love Betty Boop, I love Fleischer, I hadn't seen this, and this was made in 1980. It's been around for 7 years now. I never saw it until Brian showed it to me, and I will always be indebted for that, and I appreciate it.
Just another example of how distributed. Well, thank you very much, and I got a taco to boot.
Just a taco.
Just a taco away. Well, let's get to our rabid bitch of the week, shall we, gentlemen?
The rabid bitch of the week, and this.
Now, this movie, we've all seen it, and it's a really big hit for the Cannon Group, and I think they're really pleased with it, but I don't think anyone else is. And
I know I wasn't. I know I felt
this film was written by, stars, and was this directed by old SS?
No, Mr. Caballeros, I believe. What's his Casper Alice?
Giros or Giropoulos or something like that.
Well, don't keep the audience in suspense.
Okay, it's Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. This is our rabid bitch of the week. So let's look at some of these clips. I've excerpted a few great lines. So let's look at some of Sylvester's.
Next to Top Gun, this is probably the worst movie made in the last 5 years.
So this is Top Gun.
Sylvester Stallone's Top Gun.
Top Butt is more like it. This guy's the biggest coward in movies. This guy is never in any danger whatsoever.
The next one here. Now listen to these great lines. You got to pay attention. This is classic.
You know what the trouble with you is? You're too violent.
Me?
It's all that sugar you're eating. It's all
This
that
is the first sugar I had all
It's all
day.
that junk food you're swallowing.
Oh, shit.
Try prunes, something natural.
Prunes?
Raisins. Try fish. Fish and rice.
Editing is sort of choppy. It's got this weird sort of style where
There's no story.
They repeat the violent scenes. Let's just keep it rolling there, and let's look at the next scene.
Yeah.
Now this is a montage here. We've got a little montage going on with the music. Check out Bridget Nielsen.
I want to point out that these cutaway montages have absolutely nothing to do with the storyline. This is a Canon
however,
Films
it does
attempt
go
at-
with the music. It does go with the music.
Okay, so this is clear. This is the rabid bitch, and I don't think any more needs to be said. It's just a pathetic excuse.
There's no denying it. Stallone's attempting to rip off Schwarzenegger.
Well, let's keep this rolling while we talk about our next show.
If you're a Schwarzenegger fan, I would go check out Raw Deal. That's what he's trying to rip off. Schwarzenegger's a lot funnier. Stallone isn't.
Okay, well, next week we're going to be covering 3 more films and also some trailers, probably, and be looking at other clips of footage that you probably wouldn't be seeing other than on this show. We invite you to have your tape players showing, because otherwise there's or recording the show, because there's otherwise no other way that you're going to be able to see this footage.
What show will you be doing, Brian?
Well, I'm going to bring some trailers, and I'm going to do something by Polanski. I haven't exactly.
And Marcus?
I think I'm going to be reviewing Greaser's Palace, which is a very obscure film. Not a terribly great film, but it's got a few good moments in it, and virtually no one's seen this film.
That's great. And Marcus, I will be doing some Rosemeyer classics, in particular, Super Vixens. So check into it. You'll love it.
Cheappeeks. See you next week.
Bye. See you later.
it.